Welcome tonight to K9 for Veterans and Vets Helping Vets. We have two guests tonight. We have Lindsay.
Yes.
And Susan.
Yes.
And they are from the LaGrange Pet Parade. We are so grateful to have them this evening as they have been generous donors to the K9s for Veterans dog training and partnering with our veterans projects. Let's have them tell you a little bit more about their projects and their organization and their mission. We'll start with Lindsay.
Thank you. I appreciate you having us here. Well, the Pet Parade is an event that's been going on in LaGrange for about, we're going on our 74th year.
Wow.
Yes. And so it's an organization that is throws this really big, wonderful parade for the community. But since in the last maybe how long would you say, Susan? It's been funded by the community.
Okay.
Probably since 1999, I would say, is when the charity board was founded.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
Let me stop you there.
Yeah.
LaGrange, are we talking LaGrange the street or LaGrange the town?
LaGrange, the town.
Okay.
And so so the Pet Parade is, everybody knows it as this wonderful event in the community, but we also have our, charity board where we are looking to donate to causes that support our mission. And so, part of our mission is, we want to promote the awareness of the value of animals and pets in people's lives.
Absolutely.
So it's been, our partnering with K9s for Vets has been a really good opportunity to do that.
That's definitely right on par with K9s and everything. We're big on being in the community and making sure that people understand the importance of the service animals with the veterans and how they so uniquely, but at the same time so obviously are kind of meant for one another. So if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be able to do things like that. So I'm going to thank you a lot throughout the show. But I'm going to go on to the next thing, which is, why don't you tell me a little bit more about the charity board? Susan, you want to take that one? Or?
Well, no, I'm going to let Lindsay
Okay,
take that
go ahead,
because
sorry.
I'm much more, I'm Susan Breen, and again,
Oh,
thank
sorry.
you for having us. No, that's okay. I'm much more on the operation of actually getting the parade.
You're the logistics lady. then.
Logistics.
Okay.
I run the committee that puts together the acts and how the parade forms
I
and all of
understand
that.
yeah.
The charity board funds the parade, which costs approximately $50,000 each year to put this on
Right.
for the community.
That is
Lot.
amazing.
And it's not easy
No, absolutely
to
not.
raise a lot of money for a parade. But it's a beloved event in LaGrange. I mean, if we went away, it would be a sad day in LaGrange. It really would
be. And not just LaGrange, all the surrounding communities.
Right.
It's
People
a
come
staple of where the...
Yeah, it's been around for so long, and I mean, I remember being in the parade, when I was growing up, and it was so cool. I mean, it was just the parade came around, and it was like it's like a holiday.
Absolutely. It's a staple of where you've been, where you are, and where you can go because it's pets. I mean, there's kind of
Right.
not a person that doesn't like pets, or at least the idea of them. I mean, that's a...
It's not just pets, though, Jill. It's kids on bikes. It's
Okay.
Not-for-profit organizations that
Okay.
march in the parade. We have paid acts that we, like the Medina Shriners
Okay.
and high school bands from
That's
not just
fantastic.
our area, from all over. The South Shore Drill Team is something that's really well known, that we have the Jesse White Tumblers
Okay.
come to the parade. So it's expanded. It did begin with little pets
Gotcha.
walking down the street, but it's such a much bigger thing today.
That's
Yeah.
locally. I'm part of the our veterans committee for our town. I'm from Midlothian,
Okay.
and we do a 4th of July parade every year. So I've been part of that for like 6 or 7 years now. And last year, one of our organizers passed away, so I was kind of in one of the leader positions, and that was a whole lot more work than I had even fathomed. But the logistics stuff is a lot more difficult than I don't think anybody realizes. So Thank you for that.
Yes, thank you for that, Susan.
I mean, it's a committee. It's not just
There's
Susan.
right. Everybody has their part.
It takes a village to put it
Yes.
on, you know.
Yeah.
So,
But
It's a big deal.
I can say from that I understand in some way what you guys are talking about. But it seems like yours is a lot more crowdsourced and a lot more like community motivated, I guess would be the best way I could describe it. Because
Like I said, it's like a holiday in the town, so the whole community comes out. There's, it's a morning, the parade kicks off at 9 a.m. and
Okay.
people are in their front yards at 8 a.m.
That's awesome.
And then the whole walk down to line up or just to to plot out where you're going to watch the parade in advance. And everybody kind of has their spots. So
Yeah.
being in the parade, which I usually walk in the parade and Susan is volunteering, it's
I
funny
don't
'cause
get to walk in it.
no, you don't get to walk in it. You have to run it. But you see the same groups in their same spots. It's a
Absolutely.
very traditional event, and it does cost money. So it's one of our biggest things is fundraising.
Absolutely. So tell me more about that then.
Yeah. So we the fundraising committee does so we've got the charity board and
Okay.
we've got then the fundraising committee, and I head up both of those committees.
Okay, so what's the difference between the two, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, so the charity board is in charge of things like K9s for vets.
How to be
and maintaining
charitable
that,
to-
yes.
Gotcha.
But also they kind of oversee or, have
What-
jurisdiction.
Oh,
we
I
can
gotcha.
vote on different aspects of the,
It's a kind of
the
an
fundraising
oversight,
committee
but
and the
still,
parade.
like, gotcha.
Right. Does that sound...
It sounds right. To give you sort of just a little background, when the parade started in 1947, my father-in-law was one of the men in the town that started it, and he continued it.
What kind of pet did he have?
He didn't have a pet.
Oh, my goodness.
He was only trying to be at a business in town, and they were trying to
Oh,
bring
okay. That's
recognition
smart.
to the town. And
Okay.
they started this little parade, and for, 20 years or so, they were on WGN TV.
Oh, wow.
And Fraser Thomas would MC the whole parade and all.
Mm-hmm.
But as advertising costs went up,
Yeah.
then that kind of ceased. And back in the 50s and 60s, you could say to a person, if you knew somebody that had a truck or an act or whatever, you could say, could you be in the parade? And
Right.
there was no cost. Well, that's changed today as people
Yep.
are running their businesses. And today there's a cost to everything, which is where Lindsay comes in. So now, in the last 15, 20 years, to put on a good parade, it's $50,000, which Lindsay is tasked with raising every year so
awesome.
that we can put on a great parade.
That's fantastic.
And still have some left over so that we can do things like supply a service dog
Sponsor
for
the
a
service.
veteran, which is
That's-
a wonderful feeling for us.
Right.
And it just makes it all worthwhile. It's like all come together in the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's been really nice, and again, it's been great to find such a great organization in K9s for vets. It's feels like a match.
That's
Right.
So it's
perfect.
Yeah.
I can't even, I'm just so excited.
So one of the going back to the fundraising,
Yes.
one of the big things that we do is we do have a party every year.
Okay.
A fundraising party. So it's a good time. It gets the community involved, and
Energized
it also builds awareness because in a big way, a lot of the community believes that the village puts on the parade,
Okay,
but the village doesn't. The
It's-
community really does.
gotcha.
So
And you want them to know too where all of their input and all of their everything goes then too with the places that you're able to help like K9s and whatnot so that they can see what the impact of their community involvement is.
Yeah.
It's great.
I would say, right, we put on the parade. The village of LaGrange, though, really gives us a lot of
Right.
support. I have to give kudos to them because they supply us with the police officers that we need, and they put up all of the banners, and they do a lot
Yes.
for us to put on the parade. But they don't want the parade to go away because it's the biggest event in LaGrange. So,
Right.
how many people are on your board? on the charity board? Do you have about 10 or 12 people?
I think we have 12 or even 13.
Okay. And there's probably the same amount in your fundraising part of it.
Yeah, even maybe more.
Which is a good thing, because as the committees over the years, and I'll include myself in that committee and my husband, who's very active, as we begin to age out, and that was the purpose of starting the charity board, so that
It's
as we
pivotal to have
age out,
people, yeah.
it will continue on again and again and again.
In generations to come,
and,
yes.
And there's young people coming on board that love it, and then that will just
They
keep
can
going.
carry that torch. That's
Exactly.
fantastic. That's something I know a lot of organizations currently struggle with, is the generation and age gap when it comes to people who know what to do and how to do it and how to make it work, and then people that are new and wanting to but don't have the know-how. So it's wonderful that you guys have found a way to work together and make it all work well, and then on top of it be able to be so generous to our organization. I'm going to play this video because I forgot about playing it. So we're going to play it now, and then we'll be back with us ladies in a few minutes.
Sounds good.
Okay. If I can remember what to do, WebPC. There you go.
My name is Michael Tellerino. I am the CEO and founder of K9 for Veterans.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah, what we do is we interview the veteran, and we'll find out as much as we can about them. We'll find out about their lifestyle. Are they couch potatoes? Are they active? Are they runners? You know, what's their home life? Do they live in an apartment? Do they live in a home? Do they have a backyard? What kind of experience have they had with dogs prior?
I'm Brian Scrubba. I have Bentley as my service dog, and we're part of the K9s for Veterans organization.
We pull all our dogs from shelters, and we pair them up with a veteran. Typically, we like to get our dogs start training between probably about 7 to 8 months old, and then start the basic training, intermediate training, and the advanced training with them.
They've actually found Bentley a couple 100 miles from here in a shelter in Missouri.
We provide the training on a specific need basis for our veterans. In other words, no two dogs and no two veterans are alike. We train that service dog to be specifically what that veteran needs to help him get through the day.
He just wants to be chased, and you know, I don't even have to really run all that far after him. He just kind of runs to me and wants to be, chased, and it's entertaining.
We went to the pet parade, and I could not believe the amount of people that attended this parade.
The pet parade was far bigger than I ever imagined, quite large, and everybody there was fantastic.
He's lived in Lockport for the past 4 years with his wife. He's got 2 kids, served in the Marines for 4 years, and received the Purple Heart from an IED blast injury.
Hi, I'm Marty Dunn. I'd just like to say hi and thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for everything.
Can you tell us a little bit about your program and this beautiful dog?
Sure. K9s for Veterans is an organization that helps wounded and injured veterans that have PTSD and other traumatic brain injury, other injuries. They pair them with service dogs and cover the training and the food and the medical expenses, and it's a wonderful program. We've been in it for about 2.5 months now, and it's made a tremendous difference. So every time I would roll into a new area, people were giving me a standing ovation and stuff. It was quite an honor. Actually, there's kind of like some misconception, I think, out there that service dogs are only worker dogs and, they can't be touched or, treated as a member of the family. But that's kind of false, actually.
Most veterans just couldn't imagine their life without their service dog.
He is a member of the family. When he's at home with us, he's just a regular dog. He puts his vest on and his leash, and he knows that, hey, like now it's time to work, and I'm going to behave a certain way now that I have my vest and leash on.
These service dogs will never cure PTSD, but they make getting through the day so much easier.
It's nice to have, the dog just kind of hanging around. He follows me around the house, He's like my little buddy that just follows me everywhere.
It's a gift, like I said, that keeps on giving. These veterans, it changes their life immensely. It really does.
the general everyday going to stores, going to places reduces my anxiety of just being out in public and even just daily life. He's just a great dog to have around, and Pet Parade Charities made it all happen. So it's along with K9s, I think it's a great partnership.
And we're back. That was a wonderful video that looked like so much fun at the parade and everything. And again, can't thank you guys enough, sincerely from the bottom of our hearts, because those dogs and those veterans are really in need of one another in so many pivotal ways. I keep saying pivotal today. But it's a thing that is hard to describe until you see it. You guys have obviously met Brian
Yes.
and his service dog, and have you heard anything about the new one that you guys have?
I have not. Have you?
No, I have not either.
Me
although
neither, but-
Bob and I went to the event last year when Brian was presented the dog, and we weren't sure what to expect, and it was such a wonderful event.
Yeah.
And this year it's April 11th, and we're anxious to meet the vet and the dog. So it's good. And we even, this year, our coloring contest for the grade school kids is all about having a service dog.
Can I put that up here for
Sure.
our viewers to see?
And it's,
I do that. Okay.
Perfect.
so we're happy. So the kids in grade school will be coloring that. And then they too can ride in the parade, the winner of that.
That's wonderful.
So we're happy for that this year. We think it's a good addition.
That absolutely is. So is that the local schools then? And
Yes, there are, I think Bob told me there were 25 grade school. Well, that's the Kings and Queens. We also, fifth graders get nominated for Kings and Queens in the parade. So it
Okay.
goes to
We
a lot
have
of
Buddy
schools
Poppy
in there.
princesses and princes,
Yeah,
so I
okay.
understand that's a...
So it's all about getting all these different things to make the parade interesting.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys a few personal questions, one of which is, either of you have pets?
I do.
Okay, what kind of animal do you have? Animals.
Our family has 2 Yorkie Poodle sisters that
Oh,
were
wow.
rescues. I think coming up on our 4th year anniversary. So yeah, and I never had pets previous to that because I'm actually allergic to dogs and
Okay.
cats. But these are poodle mixes, so they're hypoallergenic.
Okay.
And they can sleep in bed with me, and I'm okay. Never thought I would say that there was a
Maybe
dog.
too much information.
I'm sorry. Oh gosh, no, you're fine, please.
So that's what we have.
You have additions to your family, absolutely. That's with those. Now, do you have any pets?
This is really so very comical that since 1947, the Breen family has run this parade with not a pet.
I was guessing that
sight.
with that look that you gave me. I'm like, no wonder.
This is my most dreaded question. Actually, I was reading about my father-in-law, some of his comments about the very first parade in 1947, and he said that because they didn't have a pet to put in the parade, they dressed up my husband as a clown.
I was
as
saying-
a clown, and he hated it. He hated
How old
being
was
in
your
that
husband?
first parade.
How old was your husband then?
Oh gosh, I don't know, maybe 90. I'd have to do the math. I don't think I could do that math. But, so
Was he like young?
Let's say
or-
he was 5.
well, maybe
and not
5
like
or
14.
6. Yeah, no.
Okay. Okay, not too bad.
But they were just trying to get that parade off the ground, and the Breen family has never had a pet. I don't think anybody. Well, actually, maybe one member of the family has
Right.
a pet. Isn't that the craziest thing that we
Yeah.
run this?
So did he partner with people who were interested in having a pet parade, and that was something he got on board with, or was it something that he was just like, here's an idea, I don't have
They were trying to
Intrigued.
come up with an idea of how to bring people to town, and he was friends with the guy who ran Quaker Oats.
Okay.
And that Quaker Oats fella, I can't remember his name now, but he's the person that sponsored and got the parade on TV. So if somebody was just starting a parade, it might not have gotten the notoriety.
Okay.
But because it was on WGN TV, Channel 9 TV every
Gotcha.
year with Fraser Thomas, that's how that those first years of
Yeah.
notoriety built
Right.
up, and
Absolutely.
that's where it became the event.
And what are some of the grand marshals that were early on were kind of like sort of celebrity-ish.
Debbie Reynolds. I mean, they
What?
were. Oh yeah, and they would
Yeah.
stay at my in-laws' house overnight.
my
I mean, it was
goodness.
like back, and you didn't have to pay them. Today, you have to pay an act like that, and agent fees and all that.
But some of those people that you guys were talking about being in the parade, I was noting in my head like, oh yeah, we couldn't have them. Like that was because that's
a lot-
pricey. Like
and
it's,
a lot of dogs. We had Rin Tin Tin.
Wow.
We had a lot of Morris the cats. As you know, he had 9 lives, so he kept coming back for a few years. But so yes, Lassie. We've had a lot of that kind of thing in the parade.
Did you have any like unique animals?
Oh, we always do. We've had we've had kids bring their goldfish in wagons. You know, a lot of gophers, some birds. It isn't just dogs and cats,
right.
but it's snakes. I mean, we've had a lot of
What's been your favorite animal that you've seen that you can remember?
in the parade.
Yes.
A llama.
That's awesome. How about you?
You know, I am almost always walking in the parade, so I
Okay,
really
I
don't
understand
get to
that
see
one.
it. But
Yes.
if I saw a llama, it would probably be my favorite because I can't even imagine.
Absolutely.
You know, it was the local dentist in town that sponsored
Oh.
the llama. It was Battistoni, I think.
Oh.
But yes, when I get to actually see the parade, although I'm not paying as much attention as I should, Lindsay, if she's in the parade, you know, you're in your act and you're walking through.
Absolutely,
It's
yep.
an hour and a half long,
Yep.
and you don't get to really see
So
anything.
Yeah.
where does it start and where does it end? You said it's an hour and a half long. That's
Yeah.
quite a
It starts by the library on Cossett and LaGrange Road.
okay.
And then it goes down LaGrange Road and it turns down and goes to the high school.
Okay.
And when the parade is set up, that's where logistics come in, because all these acts are on all these different streets, and there's volunteers who have volunteered for 30, 40 years that stand on that corner and they make this happen.
Gotcha.
They
They're all
feed
filtering
it all in.
into
That's
the.
that's something that we've struggled with because we have as you know, you guys probably have like the emergency vehicles and stuff like that.
yeah.
And then with our VFW, we have the honor guard and whatnot. So with the different younger commanders that we've had, they didn't know who to put first, and things got messed up, and feelings got hurt, and like so when I was doing it, I was trying to be careful about it, and I tried it a new different way, and it did not work as well as I thought it was.
It's
going to.
it's not
But
easy. I
yeah.
get it. Why don't you go through what the fundraiser is and when it is and where it is again?
Yeah, it's coming up on May 8th. It's going to
Okay.
be at The Elm, which is going to be a brand new restaurant and bar area with space for banquets. It's
Okay.
in right in downtown LaGrange.
Okay.
We're really, really excited about it. It's a very cool.
So it's a party. Is there bands? Is there?
There's going to be a couple bands.
Okay.
A couple popular local bands.
Okay.
There's going to be raffle opportunities.
Awesome.
We're going to do bucket raffle where you buy your tickets and you put it in to win certain things.
Gotcha.
Games going on.
Is it family friendly or is it just?
No, it's
Okay.
it's a nighttime event.
It's nighttime. Okay, what time
Yeah.
is that? The
7:00.
7. Okay, gotcha.
So
That's-
May 8th, 7:00 at the Elm.
Gotcha.
$100 a ticket per person, and it's
Food and drink?
food and drink included.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then when's the parade?
The parade this year is very unusual. The
Yeah.
parade is usually the first Saturday after Memorial Day. Not usually, always. First Saturday after Memorial Day. Memorial Day's early this year, so it's a May 30th date.
Wow.
Usually we're a June date, but it's a May 30th date this year.
Yeah.
So are you guys optimistic that it might be a little bit cooler? Or
It
has
never-
it been cool?
It
It's
usually is.
It's always a
decent
good.
weather.
It's always a good day on Pet
Yeah.
Parade.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, of course, because you guys are running it and making all of the things happen and in it and all of that. So thank you so much, guys, for coming in and being part of our show and for everything that you've done for K9s. We can't say thank you enough. And if you want to find more information out about them, we have you guys have a Facebook page? Website?
Yep.
What-
LaGrange Pet Parade.
.org.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys very much and have a good evening.
Thank you, Jillian.